Starting now, Commonalities, where guests find common ground through uncommon conversations. Politics, religion, finances, all the topics your grandmother told you not to discuss with friends. And now, your host, Matthew Dowling, and today's guests on Commonalities.
Creator God, let's be honest. There are some things I'm not thankful for today. I'm not thankful for cancer, disease, addiction, and crime. That's how I started the holiday blessing before meals at our home just a few weeks ago on Thanksgiving. 2021 into 2022 were difficult times for my immediate family. In October of 21, I was in my first car accident. Less than a month later, my sister Maria was diagnosed with a rare form of ovarian cancer. In June, my struggles with addiction came to a head, and I since removed my name from the ballot and retired from the Pennsylvania House. The fall of 22 came with additional health struggles for my father, my aunt, and myself. I don't share these things with you publicly because I want your sympathy, but rather to illustrate why I don't feel holly and jolly this Christmas season. In fact, part of me would rather not hear holiday music or see twinkling lights. That said, I've meditated and come to the conclusion that Christmas isn't about me. As Christians, we believe that Christmas is about the birth of a child that was sent into our world to die for our sins so that we can enjoy an everlasting life with our Creator. I don't know what a greater cause for joy and celebration could be. But our human bodies are bound by our emotions, and the truth is many suffer from multiple forms of what I'll just call the holiday funk. The holiday malaise can bring many people to a breaking point. Retail workers are under huge pressure. Shoppers are stressed about gift buying. Dads are in the cold hanging sparkling lights from their roofs. Moms and grandmas are worried about cooking and baking. It makes me wonder if we haven't built Christmas into a holiday that's so large that it's too overwhelming to manage. So this year, Rebecca, the kids, and I have made the conscious decision to slow down and celebrate a simpler holiday season. Of course, we still have family get-togethers, holiday parties, and church services to attend. I'm not suggesting that we as a society forgo all of those traditions, but for a type A perfectionist like myself, I'm suggesting that we embrace our own imperfect humanity and simply love and enjoy this time. Knowing this time is difficult on some, I would also encourage you to check in on your friends, family, and neighbors. Celebrate the season with them in a way that doesn't add additional stress, but does take into consideration both your and their mental health. Check in on those who have recently lost a loved one. That first Christmas without a spouse, parent, or child can be devastating for many. Instead of perfectly decking your personal halls, think about joining a soup kitchen or church ministry to help those in need. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're feeling gloomy and like pulling the covers over your head and forgetting the world this holiday, remember why it is that we put so much effort into Christmas traditions and celebrations. The birth of Christ, our Savior. And for those who are not spiritual, remember we do this for the next generation. I recently pulled a set of 8 glasses from the top shelf in my pantry. These specific, ornate glass cups only get 1 or 2 uses a year, but they were gifted to me by my grandmother Agnes. I love them because they remind me of Christmases past. I don't remember drinking out of them as a kid, but I remember seeing them annually. The memories the generation before me help to instill in my mind can make me smile no matter how much the seasonal depression has set in. I posted a photo of said glasses to Facebook and Instagram, and likely because they have a local connection, having been made by Howes Glass in Point Marion, Pennsylvania, many others have messaged me to share the same joy and memories these inanimate objects bring. Not because of the objects themselves, but because of their connections to the people we love. So this Christmas, if you're feeling overwhelmed and dreary on these cold, dark evenings, instead of looking at Christmas through your own fogged-up lenses, look at Christmas through the eyes of a child, your child's or the Christ child's, and you will experience the true joy of this season.
You're listening to Commonalities, where guests find common ground through uncommon conversations. We'll be back after this brief break to recognize our sponsors.
Is your business using analog strategies in a digital marketing world? If so, then contact Matthew or Rebecca Dowling at Coordinated 360 for a professional consultation, where we bring in-depth knowledge and functional expertise with a holistic perspective. Coordinated 360 provides digital marketing, paid ad and media buying services, web design, social media management, video production, and more for businesses, organizations, and political campaigns. With decades of experience, Matt and Becky at Coordinated 360 can help you craft your unique message and share it with the world. For a no-risk media evaluation and recommendations, call 724-320-2212 or visit us online at www.coordinated360.com. Find us also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or email info@coordinated360.com.
Founded in 1991, Bright Stripe has succeeded on the premises of quality work, done right at an affordable cost. At Bright Stripe, personal service has always been a must. We strive to be the premier asphalt sealing and striping company in the region. Matt George, the owner of Bright Stripe LLC, brings experience from his construction and maintenance company, Mountain Creek Construction and Maintenance. Matt has provided excellent customer service to many happy businesses and homeowners. Bright Stripe is the premier provider of seal coating, or pavement sealing, the process of applying a protective coating to asphalt-based pavements to provide a layer of protection from the elements, water, oils, and UV damage. They also specialize in driveway and parking lot crack sealing. Crack sealing is the process of applying a protective coating to asphalt-based pavements. Bright Stripe also abides by all safety laws and standards in line striping and layout. For a no-obligation estimate, contact Bright Stripe at 724-437-6090.
When it comes to buying a home, what you see isn't exactly what you get. That's why home buyers should call Dave Dowling at Grandview Inspections at 724-208-4108. You'll see colorful flowers, freshly painted walls, granite countertops, gleaming hardwood floors, and other touches. What you can't see is the cracks, ancient plumbing, dangerous wiring, or broken appliances that might be revealed when you hire a home inspector. And when it comes to home inspectors, knowing yours has the qualifications and experience needed should be your number one concern. Dave Dowling with Grandview Inspections is an architectural engineer with over 30 years of commercial construction experience and hundreds of inspections under his belt. A home inspection is an opportunity for you to hire an expert to walk through the home and prepare a report outlining the home's major components, what needs immediate attention, and what will require maintenance after you move in. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so make sure your investment is everything you hoped it to be. Call Dave Dowling at Grandview Inspections at 724-208-4108.
Are you enjoying the program you're listening to? Support Commonalities and help keep us on the air by making a donation of $5, $10, or $25, or any amount you feel comfortable sharing online at donate.commonalities.online. Again, that is donate.commonalities.online on the World Wide Web. Buy our host a cup of coffee or help pay for airtime at donate.commonalities.online.
And now we pause to take a look back at 2022 and the first 9 episodes of Commonalities. We started in mid-November with episode 1 featuring Chuck Pascal and Jeff Coleman. And we learned that sometimes we don't see it, but often there's a respect that exists between political adversaries. That respect can be the foundation for dialogue that builds understanding and solves problems.
Chuck and I, our friendship, he was at my wedding, so we're more than just occasional sparring partners. This is a person that I have a lot of respect for. Know that at the end of a conversation, we can really disagree on some core things about how we view budgets or taxes or social issues or education, but in the end, say that there is a lot more that we have in common. We care a lot about the same things, but maybe where we come at it is a little different.
In episodes 2 and 5, we heard some unique perspectives on issues involving education.
So education is becoming less and less about academic learning and academic achievement, and more about shaping what kids think and how they think it and what they believe.
We're trying to push kids into career fields, but I think we're also then kind of losing some of the joy of just learning for learning's sake. And I think that might be why some joy is coming out. Careers, we really do need to focus on that. We really do. How can we focus on that and make kids still have joy in learning other things that maybe they won't use, or maybe that they will use decades down the road and they don't know it yet?
In episode 3, we spoke with Representative Mike Jones and learned that political parties aren't always as unified as they may appear.
But there's a lot of debate within the party that people don't see because it's generally not public. We do that 95% of that occurs, rightfully so, behind closed doors and what we call the caucus room. So you won't see Republicans debating with Republicans very often, in television interviews or even on the House floor, but that doesn't mean it doesn't occur. And so I think that's something people, to your point again, might be interested to know. There is plenty of debate within the party, but it just tends to be a little more behind the scenes.
While Commonalities' tagline says we discuss politics, religion, and finances, we discuss politics the most. But in episode 4, we did hear from an award-winning author who offered some inspiring, encouraging words.
Well, I also want to mention that I was in an accident back in June. Cut, reconstructed arms, knees, kidney, operated on 3 times. And that I was blessed enough that I am not dead by now. I don't know. This is a graphic picture of me, but that's what the accident left me in, and I'm blessed. I'm beyond blessed, and I find that God protected me through that. Through everything, and apparently I have something to why I'm still here. Something I shouldn't be here, but I am for a reason, and we're all are here for a reason. You're doing what you do for a reason. God gave you the ability to do it, and you share it with people, and you may make a difference in someone's life by one single word, message, comment, and you never even know it.
In episode 6, we sat down with the legendary sportscaster and broadcaster John Steigerwald to talk about the importance of the media.
There are so many stories that I see that I cover on my radio show, that I discuss on my radio show, and I look and the local stations aren't covering it. They just don't cover it. If it's not a murder or a fire or a car accident or the weather, it's not in the newscast. Anything that requires enterprise, requires a little bit of guts maybe to do the story. I don't blame the people that you see on the local stations, and especially the ones who have been around for a while. If you agree with what I'm saying, don't blame them, because they know as well as I do that it stinks, and that it's the way it's being run by ownership and management, and they're afraid to do controversial stories because somebody might get upset, and it has to be a certain kind of a story for them to have the guts to do it. But they'll stay away from anything that would get anybody upset, and even in sports.
My friend, Representative Aaron Bernstein, joined us for Episode 7, where we continued the topic of working together in a bipartisan forum.
Today's show. Listen, Matt, I love the show and what you're doing here. I think the most important thing that we need to do, not only is a society here in our Pennsylvania area, but also across the entire Commonwealth, or also across the entire country, is truly find commonalities that we can work together on. And you and I may have a different idea of an issue, but at the end of the day, people are just people trying to do the best that they can. And I think that there's so many commonalities that we have with each other, and so many commonalities, even when you don't think you do, with people that may currently view the world differently than you do. So I love what you're doing on the show.
On Tuesday's episode, Episode 9, we talked with Representative Eric Nelson about middle-class jobs.
The federal government has created an incentive, and again, regardless of the politics, whether you support actions at the federal government or you oppose them, the competition is on, and states across the nation are competing for four different hubs. The hydrogen hub, hydrogen manufacturing, which is what southwestern Pennsylvania is really going after, would be a multi-billion-dollar award to build a hydrogen hub facility, which we would then, very close to it, have hydrogen consumption, and that would allow us to make low-cost products. So the partnership that was created between some of our major players, and it's a public partnership between U.S. Steel, Equinor, and Shell. There's a number of a host of additional employers, environmental groups, and it's a bipartisan effort.
And just prior to Christmas, we interviewed Kathy Morgan and Muriel from the Fayette Chamber of Commerce and discussed some of the excellent programs they have to offer, as well as which of their members may be good for last-minute holiday shopping.
Well, Matt, it is the holiday season, so I guess I would close by saying, shop local, support Fayette County, keep the cheer here.
Keep the cheer here. With this episode, we are 10 in, and as much fun as it has been to look back at 2022, I look forward to 2023 and have great hope and anticipation for our future conversations here on Commonalities. Found on WMBS 590 AM, 101.1 FM, and every place you download your favorite podcast.
You're listening to Commonalities, where guests find common ground through uncommon conversations. We'll be back after this brief break to recognize our sponsors.
Is your business using analog strategies in a digital marketing world? If so, then contact Matthew or Rebecca Dowling at Coordinated 360 for a professional consultation, where we bring in-depth knowledge and functional expertise with a holistic perspective. Coordinated 360 provides digital marketing, paid ad and media buying services, web design, social media management, video production, and more for businesses, organizations, and political campaigns. With decades of experience, Matt and Becky at Coordinated 360 can help you craft your unique message and share it with the world. For a no-risk media evaluation and recommendations, call 724-320-2212 or visit us online at www.coordinated360.com. Find us also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or email info@coordinated360.com.
Founded in 1991, Bright Stripe has succeeded on the premises of quality work, done right at an affordable cost. At Bright Stripe, personal service has always been a must. We strive to be the premier asphalt sealing and striping company in the region. Matt George, the owner of Bright Stripe LLC, brings experience from his construction and maintenance company, Mountain Creek Construction and Maintenance. Matt has provided excellent customer service to many happy businesses and homeowners. Bright Stripe is the premier provider of seal coating, or pavement sealing, the process of applying a protective coating to asphalt-based pavements to provide a layer of protection from the elements, water, oils, and UV damage. They also specialize in driveway and parking lot crack sealing. Crack sealing is the process of applying a protective coating to asphalt-based pavements. Bright Stripe also abides by all safety laws and standards in line striping and layout. For a no-obligation estimate, contact Bright Stripe at 724-437-6090.
When it comes to buying a home, what you see isn't exactly what you get. That's why home buyers should call Dave Dowling at Grandview Inspections at 724-208-4108. You'll see colorful flowers, freshly painted walls, granite countertops, gleaming hardwood floors, and other touches. What you can't see is the cracks, ancient plumbing, dangerous wiring, or broken appliances that might be revealed when you hire a home inspector. And when it comes to home inspectors, knowing yours has the qualifications and experience needed should be your number one concern. Dave Dowling with Grandview Inspections is an architectural engineer with over 30 years of commercial construction experience and hundreds of inspections under his belt. A home inspection is an opportunity for you to hire an expert to walk through the home and prepare a report outlining the home's major components, what needs immediate attention, and what will require maintenance after you move in. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so make sure your investment is everything you hoped it to be. Call Dave Dowling at Grandview Inspections at 724-208-4108.
Are you enjoying the program you're listening to? Support Commonalities and help keep us on the air by making a donation of $5, $10, or $25, or any amount you feel comfortable sharing online at donate.commonalities.online. Again, that is donate.commonalities.online on the World Wide Web. Buy our host a cup of coffee or help pay for airtime at donate.commonalities.online.
Each year, the international community loses some legendary figures. These are the men and women who are the newsmakers of sports, entertainment, and politics. These are the role models and community leaders that generations of Pennsylvanians have come to know and love. We pause now to recognize some of the greats that passed on in 2022. Queen Elizabeth II spent 70 of her 96 years on England's throne, making her the longest-serving monarch in UK history. Both beloved and criticized for her poise, Elizabeth navigated the decline of the British Empire and the modernization of the royal family. She died on September 8th. Her cause of death, according to official documents, was old age. Sidney Poitier almost single-handedly changed the perception of black actors in Hollywood. The first black person to win a leading actor Oscar, Poitier was also a vanguard of the civil rights era. His ability to transcend pop culture stereotypes made him a Parthenon both on and off screen, as best seen in The Defiant Ones, Lilies of the Field, In the Heat of the Night, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and the 9 movies he directed between 1972 and 1990. Poitier died of heart failure on January 6th. The unforgettable intensity of James Caan brought to The Godfather's Sonny Corleone, afforded him a long, productive screen career that also included Funny Lady, Misery, Bottle Rocket, Elf, and the NBC series Las Vegas. He died from a heart attack on July 6th. Olivia Newton-John was born in England, but she became a venerable America's sweetheart. Her music career spanned country, dance pop, and adult contemporary, 3 genres that made her a velvety chart topper throughout the 70s and 80s. But it's her role as Sandy in Grease that immortalized Newton-John. She could convey virginal purity and leather-jacketed rebellion in the very same breath. What's more American than that? Newton-John died on August the 8th. One of rock and roll's pioneers, Jerry Lee Lewis, hit big with Whole Lotta Shaking Going On and Great Balls of Fire. His vivacious stage energy was relatively unprecedented for the 1950s, rivaled only by Chuck Berry and Elvis Presley. The Louisiana native died a lawless, offstage life, including 7 wives, multiple arrests, and a bankruptcy filing. Lewis died of natural causes on October 28th. Born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Bob Saget, America's Dad, developed a wholesome image thanks to Full House and his hosting stint on America's Funniest Home Videos. But his stand-up comedy was far edgier. Saget died from blunt head trauma on January 9th. A country music legend, Loretta Lynn sang about life as middle-class women experienced it. Her rawness still influences artists across genres. Sissy Spacek won an Oscar for portraying Lynn in the 1980s Coal Miner's Daughter, one of the best celebrity biopics ever made. Lynn had a minor late-career renaissance buoyed by her collaborations with Jack White. Lynn died in her sleep on August 4th. Leslie Jordan's unexpected rise was one of the few joys of the COVID-19 lockdown. He'd spent years as a scene-stealing character actor, most notably playing peacockish Beverly Leslie on Will and Grace. But Jordan's hilarious Instagram videos, at once sassy, gossipy, and endangeringly earnest, made him something of an internet folk hero. Seeing the world rally around a 65-year-old gay wit who'd long existed on Hollywood's margins felt like a glimmer of hope. Medical complications led to a car crash that killed Jordan on October the 24th. You know Gilbert Gottfried's voice the second you hear it. His nasally Brooklynese aligned perfectly with Godfrey's boundary-pushing comedy routines, which trafficked in irreverability and absurdism. I only sometimes mean to offend, he wrote in a 2011 memoir that addressed the crudeness of his humor. Children fell in love with his voice-over work as the villainous parrot Iago in Aladdin, but he also stole moments in front of the camera thanks to Problem Child, Wings, Hollywood Squares, and many late-night appearances. He died of heart complications on April the 12th. Angela Lansbury will be remembered for her amateur detective skills on Murder, She Wrote, for which the London-born dame received 12 Emmy nominations. But she's so much more. A Tony-winning Broadway luminary for her parts in Mame and Gypsy, an Oscar-nominated dramatic actor for her roles in Gaslight and The Manchurian Candidate, a voice performer associated with timeless children's classics like Beauty and the Beast and Anastasia, as well as the 2018 Grinch, and a cultural figure who has saint-like meaning to those who adore her. She died in her sleep on October 11th. Coolio's Gangster's Paradise topped the Billboard charts for 3 weeks, becoming the #1 song of 1995. He reportedly died of cardiac arrest on September 28th. A gifted comedic actress whose investments in Scientology and other contentious beliefs shaded over her, Kirstie Alley won an Emmy for her breakthrough role on Cheers. Her many other career highlights include Look Who's Talking, Veronica's Closet, Drop Dead Gorgeous, and Scream Queens. She died from colon cancer on December the 5th. Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, and Mick Fleetwood tend to get the lion's share of Fleetwood Mac's plauds. But Christine McVie is every bit their equal, having written Don't Stop, Little Lies, Songbird, and You Make Loving Fun. McVie's blues influence propelled the band forward when she joined them full-time in 1970. Even as backstage melodrama threatened Fleetwood Mac's synergy, she remained a vital, upbeat force. I think I was happy pretty much all the time, she told Rolling Stone earlier this year. McVie died on November 30th following a short illness. Ray Liotta, who died in his sleep on May 26, could make even the dirtiest mobsters and browbeaters at least vaguely likable. See his acting in things like Something Loud, Goodfellas, Heartbreakers, and NBC's Shade of Blue. Estelle Harris appeared as George Costanza's historic mother in only 27 episodes of Seinfeld, but they were enough to make her a television icon. Harris also voiced Mrs. Potato Head in Toy Story movies, and had guest roles on Night Court and The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. She died of natural causes on April the 2nd. Born as Michael Lee Ade, you may know him as Meatloaf, was a rock star with a penchant for the operatic. His 1977 debut, Bat Outta Hell, is one of the best-selling albums ever released. In addition to his musical bombast, he appeared in movies like The Rocky Horror Picture Show, Spice World, and Fight Club. Though he later denied climate change and opposed COVID-19 mask mandates, "I'd do anything for love, but I won't do that," made him an abiding cultural figure. He died on January 20th, but no official cause of death has been released. Louis Anderson enjoyed a late career bloom thanks to his sensitive, Emmy-winning work on the FX series Baskets and a memorable guest role on HBO Max's underrated Search Party. Before that, the comedian gained a fruitful stand-up reputation, headlined the Fox animated show Life with Louie, and hosted Family Feud. He died from lymphoma on January 21st. Pittsburgh Steeler Franco Harris was an American professional football player who played running back in the NFL for 13 seasons. He was a key player in one of professional football's most famous plays, dubbed the Immaculate Reception by Pittsburgh sportscaster Myron Cope. After playing college football for the Penn State Nittany Lions, he was selected by the Steelers in the first round of the 1972 NFL Draft, the 13th overall pick. He played his first 12 years in the NFL with the Steelers. His 13th and final year was spent with the Seahawks. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1990. State Representative Anthony DeLuca was a proud native of East Liberty and his American heritage, and was co-founder and eventual long-term chairman of the state legislative Italian-American Caucus. Along with his father and brother, he operated DeLuca's Meat Market, famous for its hot sausage. Prior to being elected to the House of Representatives, he served his beloved Penn Hills as councilman and deputy mayor. Representative DeLuca passed away after the date to withdraw from the November ballot, and he was re-elected posthumously. Longtime Manellan Township Supervisor Tweety Yatsko was an energetic and hard-working man who no one could keep down for any length of time. He was a member of the Polish Club, Hutchison Sportsman's Club, American Legion Post 51, and AMVETS Post 103, where he developed many lifelong friendships. He is most notable for being a life member of the New Salem Volunteer Fire Department, Pennsylvania State Constable, and a Manellan Township Supervisor. He always strived to build a sense of community within the area. For example, starting the Manellan Township Summer Picnic and participating in all fire department activities. Mayor Jim Cilio earned an associate's degree from Pitt University and was an instructor in auto body repair with the Fayette County Vocational Technical School for 20 years, while operating his own business, Cilio's Auto Service, for over 50 years. Active in executive city government, he served on Uniontown City Council for 8 years and served as mayor of the city of Uniontown for 12 years. He was 97 years old. James was an ardent sports fan, especially of the local Pittsburgh baseball and football teams. He was an accomplished duck pin bowler with multiple perfect scores and was very active with the Seniors Softball Traveling League. Wayne was a past president and director of the Rotary Club of Smithfield. He was a Paul Harris member for 60 years and Rotarian of the Year in 2012, the year that he protected the historic Grange Hall. Wayne was past president of Smithfield State Bank since 1979, a bank that was small enough to know you and large enough to serve you. He was a member of the Smithfield Lions Club, a member of the York Run Grange, and chairman of the North Fayette Municipal Water Authority for 15 years. Wayne was a down-to-earth person who enjoyed talking to everyone. He was a talented public speaker, just this year having given the keynote address to the JR ROTC group from Abergallatin. Wayne was a defender of his business and property, leading him to be an enthusiastic supporter of the Uniontown Crime Stoppers. He was known as the historian of Smithfield, a conservative gentleman, and considered the mayor of Rubel's Mill. Mostly, Wayne was a cherished husband, pap-pap, and friend. Eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May their souls and the souls of the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace.
Of all the money that I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm I've ever done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all. So fill to me the parting glass, and drink a health whate'er befall. Then gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be to you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, the sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they'd wish me one more day way. But since it fell into my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be to you all. Fill to me the parting glass and drink a health whate'er befall. Then gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be to you all. Good night and joy be to you all.
This is Matt Dowling signing off for the last time in 2022. We hope you'll join us on Commonalities for more conversations about the important issues in 2023.
This has been Commonalities, a show where guests find common ground through uncommon conversations. Copyright 2022 Coordinated 360. All public rebroadcasts should be done with prior written approval from Matthew Dowling. All requests should be sent to info@coordinated360.com. Thank you for listening to Commonalities.